Welcome to another episode of St Vincent Untold Stories. On this episode, we look at Atiba Waldron, aka crim0, Sylvester Allen's right hand man. Do you remember we did that episode on the bravest seaman to ever pass through St Vincent? And he's none other than Rambo. It is alleged that some people are talking about how the war started in Paul's Avenue, especially some vloggers. Well, let me show you how this has started. Big ups to all of my subscribers. If you are new to the channel, hit the like button, the subscribe button, and hit the bell icon if you wish to see more videos like this one. This is not a laughing matter, but you made untold stories laugh when you are talking about war in Paul's Avenue. There were two friends by the name of Fry and Rambo. Remember, I did that episode already about Fry. They started out as little boys, and they had another friend by the name of Carl Ballantyne, the past Governor General's son. You see, Fry and Rambo started out as petty hustlers. They started to come to the countryside on the leeward side. And they started to buy portions of the greenest substance from the Bobo Jed. If untold stories is lying, ask the men at Fancy, ask the men in the surrounding bushes around, ask those guys from Leeward, Rascalus, and all those men they went to already to purchase the green substance. And when the green substance got scarce, Rambo was the man who took it upon himself to double the amount to pay the Bobo Jet what they deserve. Remember I told you how Freya met his demise? He would always go wrong and tell the Bobo Jet lie. Shot her boss, thing not connect, the boat turnover. I remember I told you how some of the Bobo Jets got those buckets of gold. The big necklace that was big as a barrel cover with the big pendants and the pharaoh bracelet. You see, in those days, only the braver men made money by going to different islands with the greener substance. And that occurred one time in Union Island when a ship came and they offered Cheeman a job. One said that he was afraid to go because of the rough waters. Another one said that he had his family at home and he could not take the risk. But a braver soldier went. And after that, the men continued to give him jobs, and he had some big ride. You see, in those days, a lot of the Bobo Jets was not using their monies wisely. So they would get about 50,000, 100,000, because in those days, not many men were planting the greener substance. You see, these youths now don't even know the history. So a lot of the Bobo Jets, they bought clothes, they bought shoes, they had a lot of women. Some of them did not invest in land and house. But you see, Fry and Rambo did, and they started business as well. They bought things like passenger van, they opened animal farms like rearing pig and so forth. You see the youth crim0, he was one of those youths that was well respected in the community. A real bad man. Remember I told you that there was a difference between bad men and rude boy. Rude boy push up mouth pan black and have nothing. When I say don't have anything, how can you be pressing crime, sending men to Dovecat, and you don't even have a house to show? So how much the man them paying you? 1,500 like what them pay jacket? And not even a rented house or rented apartment. I remember I told you that Freya and Rambo were best of friends. So here our friends are turned enemies now. So they were going around buying the green substance to carry away. But every time the guys came in with the money, Rambo would go and pay his share of the funds. But Frey was holding back on the Bobo Jeds, telling them all sort of lies, that the boat capsized. They haven't sold anything as yet. The thing was not good and all that. All when the substance went scarce, he was saying that they do not want the substance. How could that be? You see, when they just started out, Fry was very honest. But you see, money is a funny thing, you know. By the time you start to get it in abundance, you start to cut out as a middleman, then the next man, then you start to try to keep it all for yourself. And that is what happened with Farai. It is alleged that Freya used to go and take a substance from men and use Rambo's name, and said Rambo said to trust us £100. When we return, we would pay you. But when they went to Rambo, Rambo can't pay them because Rambo did not know about any deal that Freya made. So the man them went straight after each other, straight in action. It is alleged that Rambo had a van, and Freya and some of his associates went around and used some machete and chop up the van. You see, at the other time, Carl Ballantyne was the one responsible for moving most of the substance. So he himself was getting blamed when Freya messed up. This is not an allegation, this is the truth. Because this came from the mouths of Tuba Budget, who had their youths to send to school at the other time. The man them said them just Fry £150. Two of them was doing farming, and Fry decided say he might give them a 5 grand up front. And they must check him for the rest of the money in 2 weeks' time when the shot done send off and everything sell off and thing. When the Farai them go check Farai now, Farai them a tell them and them Farai get out of here. We don't owe you anything. How you for feel and you get your kids to send to school? Boy, somebody should have reminded the Farais that they weren't at home. The Farais start to blaze a lava. Selassie, Jah Rastafari. Free I come pay me my money now. You see, Free has some man around him that were wild and mean. The man them pull some power and stick up the jet them and tell them, look, never come back in this yard again. What is done is done. You see, Rambo's way of doing business was different. If Rambo hold you, try to swap a vehicle or something for you to own a thing, he would not tell you come back and no he owes you. He would try to pay you because he knows that if it goes scarce again, he would want more business. You see both Rambo and Farai, they were like a godfathers that one told us stories. Tack, tack, tack. If we catch the boy Rambo, we wet him up. Tack, tack, tack. If we catch the boy Fry, same energy. So the man them did a go after one another. Until one time the thing cease down. Boy a man go make a mistake and throw some piece of green substance from a man again. You are here tack, tack, tack again. Remember I told you about Frank Castillo and the men should have negotiated. You see, because of not negotiating, the man them chose to go to war. And you know, when two dans are running the city, then men would pick sides. You see, Friday do a friend of Ann told us stories. And the man said told her we go check our Friday for the food. Boy, when we go check our Friday was down at the bottom town. You know what Friday told the man? Come back next week. You see the same next week he said to come back. The men caught him sleeping in the area. Tack, 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 tack. Him and a youth named Nicky. I remember it's Friday they were dealing with, so they did not want to give him any second chance to return because he was a very stubborn guy. If he had only survived those tack, tack, tacks, more men might have been sent to Dovecat. You see, it had men who saw what happened and they described the vehicle. When the police took the statements, some of the witnesses said that they did not see anyone. But when the matter went to court, one of the main witnesses said that he identified the men and he knew who it was. He called one of the name and then he called another name. So the lawyer said that, how come you said you didn't see them first and you came back and said that you saw them? You see, he called the crim0's name and he called Rambo's name as well. Because of the inconsistencies in the statement and the lack of evidence, both men were freed. You see, Atiba and some friends went on a mission. But while on the mission, they went there to get some gas. So the jeep pulled up at the gas station. As the jeep pulled up, a car pulled up alongside and do so tack, 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 tack. And sent crim0 straight at Dovecat. You see the men you see on your screen. The police took those men into custody. You see I done told our stories. We don't come on this channel and just call up people name like that. They were taken into custody. Their photos were all over the media. You see, the allegations are that it was a setup because only crim0 went there to Dovecat. All the other men inside the vehicle escaped, and they even charged some of the men that were inside the vehicle with crim0. You see, one of the men that was accused of sending crim0 to Dovecat, one of the men passed away while in prison. Another one was acquitted many times of a Dovecat sending. It is alleged that Rambo and some other men went on a boat to carry some substance, and they disappeared in thin air. Some are saying that they met their demise by pirates, and some are saying that they double cross some men. But you see, Rambo isn't known for double crossing. It is also alleged that Carl Ballantyne disappeared in thin air. Carl was actually the baddest sea captain, and he chained Rambo. Yes, he went anywhere in the world. So you see, it was after the war between Fry and Rambo that some other men got involved and they started to buy over things. One would say, I am your friend, I am your enemy, and that's how the things start. You remember when the Master Popo sendings had just happened? When some vlogger run out and say them here's a lotion and all them things. You see, we corrected that because we know how the lotions operate. You see, this war have been going on too long now, and we are calling for it to end. Some of the bad man them need to take on flight and go out for a while. Disappear just like our cribbit them disappear. What I don't understand, right, is how some of these ladies they with the bad man them, her children with them. Don't know the consequences that they are marked for Dovecat sending. Yet still they won't tell them to leave the country. So when they are sent to Dovecat, who's gonna take care of their families? Boy, this thing started out with two friends. And now look at what's going on.